events or go door to door canvassing, doing a short little survey on housing conditions. And I'll kind of get more into that in the next slide. So our process is really, we look at neighborhoods in Greensboro that have, different health impacts. So neighborhoods that have high levels of children going to the hospital for asthma conditions, or neighborhoods that have high levels of lead in the blood level of the children, or just neighborhoods that they need a lot of housing repairs. And we'll find those neighborhoods, identify them, and we'll do community outreach. So we'll go door to door canvassing. That means knocking on the door, talking to people, street by street, house by house, or usually we would do health fairs. This was before COVID. So now we've kind of simplified what outreach events we do, and we attend fresh mobile markets. That's one of our main events that we do now. And we have a questionnaire that basically asks, like, what conditions are you facing in your home? So do your tubes leak? Is your roof falling apart? Are there things going on that can be repaired by someone? Does someone in the house have respiratory issues? Does anyone have high levels of lead in their blood, or are they kind of impacted by those things? And we look at those surveys, we take those, and that becomes a referral to our 3 partner organizations. And I'll talk about that in the next slide. And they basically go and they might fix the house up and repair it, and that can help lower energy bills. And they do this all free of cost. So this is kind of what we really go for and pitch to people when we talk about this stuff. They also do healthy homes assessments. So they'll look at the home. If there's mold going on, they'll find ways to combat that stuff in a healthier way. And also lead abatement for the city of Lead. So the HIT program, we have full-time case managers. So I'm a case manager. That means I call people up, make sure they're doing their applications, see what assistance they might need. Maybe they need rental assistance, which is something we don't offer, but we can find that information for them. So whatever they need, we'll do our best to help get them access to that. And we really pride ourselves on the work of work-study students. So we don't do anything out of pocket. It comes from employing federal work-study students at our center to work 10 hours a week, canvassing, doing community events, sometimes doing case management and things like that. We have a lot of training that we do. So we'll do leadership training, we'll do healthy homes training, we'll do training on just overall public health. This is a very public health centered program. And then we do a lot of community engagement, and the students are trained in asthma, lead, and healthy homes. So we attend neighborhood events. We also give out green cleaning kits, which I'll get into a little later. And then we help assist them with their application. So maybe they don't have the money to fix the roof before they can actually get their application acknowledged and turned in. So we'll try and help them get the money to fix that in order to get their application turned in, to fix what other issues they might have. And we usually have about $500 that we can dedicate towards people with those issues. And that can even be legal assistance. So our partnerships are the City of Greensboro's Lead Safe Housing Program, GHC, which is the Greensboro Housing Coalition, and then Piedmont Triad Regional Council, and they do the housing repairs. GHC focuses on healthy homes, and they also do landlord-tenant disputes. And then the City of Greensboro does lead abatement. And so these are the 3 partner organizations that we work with. And as far as one of the things we do, which are green cleaning kits, so we actually were funded to get all these materials ourselves, and we create little buckets that'll have vinegar, baking soda. We don't have hydrogen peroxide anymore. We actually use Castile soap instead, and a mop and a rag and some other materials. We may have hand sanitizer in there, but we call them green cleaning kits because they are healthier ways to combat things like mold, especially mold in the home with vinegar, rather than using bleach or ammonia to clean the home. Children with asthma get triggered by that very easily, and we're trying to combat children having to go to the hospital for respiratory issues. And again, this is all free of cost. So we target low income communities and give them this assistance free of cost. So these little graphics, these are basically our contact numbers, how many people we talk to about our program. And before COVID, we did really good. We had like over 1,000 contacts, but you can see like as we dwindle down to the amount of referrals, we get lower and lower in that number. So we worked really hard this semester in the fall. Even with COVID, we're not able to canvas as much, but we still take precautions, of course. But we tried to go to fresh mobile markets to get our contact numbers up. And we got 540, which is really good. But we've also gotten more referrals in, so 127 referrals. And so these are people that have gotten their applications in and are getting serviced for lead or basic housing repairs, or landlord tenant disputes, or maybe mold in the home or something like that. And so this is actually a little example of one of the people that we've helped. So we were canvassing in the Cottage Gardens neighborhood, and her house is located on the corner. We did a survey with her. We took her information back to our office, figured out she could get a referral to the Piedmont Triad Regional Council. And this whole case actually made it to the news. So I'm going to play the next slide. Or this little news story. If it loads. Just let me know if you can't hear it when it starts. Whenever it starts. Oh, it's taking. Okay, well, maybe I'll share this link. Here we go.
Mary Stimson is thankful for the new shingle.
Okay, it's going to play ad first and then we'll get to it.
On a day like this, Mary Stimson is thankful for the new shingles, keeping water out of her home and heat inside it.
I feel it's joy, unspeakable joy.
Mary's husband passed away several years ago. She could not afford the needed repairs and used space heaters to keep warm for the past 3 winters.
I said, what can I do about this problem? But survive the best way I could.
She had several really bad spots in her house, and there's a ceiling in a room in there that is just almost all gone.
UNCG's Center for Housing and Community Studies learned of Mary's situation and started to help.
There's probably literally thousands of people who are in very similar situations to Miss Mary, unfortunately, out there.
The team found a roofing company to replace her roof for free.
We already know the cost of construction is extremely high, and basic repairs like these are hard to come by, and not a lot of, there are service providers in the community, but they can't get everybody. There's a lot more need that there is supply.
A $500,000 grant and partnership with Guilford County Schools will help change that.
they're training students to address the affordable housing needs, to be the construction workers, to be the roofers.
helping people like Mary stay in their homes safely.
And I'm glad to know that the people showed so much love. You don't find it every day.
The thing that drives me every day with that is him.
What was that?
And there's this huge responsibility in making sure.
So that's just an example of the work we do and like what comes out on the other end. So we just find people that don't know they have access to these resources, and we educate them and basically bridge that gap between them and the resources in order for them to get the assistance they need. And again, these things are free of cost. So another thing we do is attend community outreach events in order to kind of just distribute more information and educate more people or tell people about our services that we do. And I don't know if you guys know about these, but Fresh Mobile Markets, I have a calendar. They actually do them, I think, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And it'll be 2 hours where you're giving out groceries to people. They pull up in their car. You're just giving out groceries to people, kind of talking to people. And they get whole boxes of food, milk, eggs, like government stuff, meat, vegetables, fruit. It's one of our favorite events that we attend. And yeah, it's another thing that we do in order to help put our name and our assistance out there. So the other thing, I know Kayla put this up there, is Community Work Day. And this is just where we've decided to have quarterly community work days. So we have 4 a year, where we'll go for 2 hours in the Cottage Gardens neighborhood, and we'll kind of, we'll convene, we'll eat, maybe get a snack, get some breakfast. We'll kind of talk about the history of the area and the landfill in that creek and what it's done to the creek in terms of polluting the creek. And then we'll all disperse and help clean up the creek. So you'll get a bag, you'll get gloves. Everybody will wear masks, so it's COVID safe. And so far, no one has gotten COVID. We've had 3 events with about 30 people. So we've done really good, but you'll help clean up the creek. And then after, there might be incentives for like the weirdest item. If you find the weirdest item, you'll get a $40 gift card or something. But that's another thing our team does in the Cottage Gardens neighborhood, just to kind of just help out with the community. And you can also sign up for. Oh, I think that's the end. Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything, I can definitely answer them, but I'm going to stop sharing.
That was great. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Does anybody have any questions?
I guess I can ask kind of how you can get involved with that. Is it like I wasn't listening partly because I was getting food and stuff like that, so I didn't listen to everything. But I don't know if you already mentioned or not. But how can you get involved or if you can at all?
Yeah, so if you are a work study student, I do the hiring. So I'm always looking for people that are enthused, that want to join the team if you have work study. If you don't have work study, you're more than welcome to volunteer with us. I can share our calendar with you, and you can come to Fresh Mobile Markets. You can come canvassing with us. You can do community work day, anything like that. So I just email me and I'll get you on that.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool.
I'll include her email and all like the contact information in the email I send out after this meeting, just so if you guys have any questions, you can reach out directly. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask at any time. Cool. I loved the video of the lady. That's so cool. Your guys' work is so important. Okay. All right, guys, here is another schedule just with all of our monthly meetings and volunteer days. So again, you can just write those down. They're all going to be in the group me and on Spartan Connect. So you can watch out for those there too. And then is Isis still here? Yeah. Isis, do you want to share? You don't have to. Cool. Okay, I'll just finish up. So here are our Instagram handle and and Facebook. We are more active on the GroupMe. So if you have GroupMe, I 100% suggest taking a picture of that QR code, or if you don't have your phone with you, just email me and I can add you to that. And then I'm assuming you're all in the Spartan Connect if you are here. So just keep up with us there. And then if you guys are obviously at the meeting today, you can take a picture of this QR code and sign in so that we can add your volunteer hours to your volunteer hours. Oops. Yes. Cool. And that's one more thing I wanted to say. If you guys are doing any of the extra kind of volunteer opportunities that we're offering through like a TJ or the garden club, just make sure to email one of us if you want those volunteer hours updated on your Spartan Connect account, because you can track all of your volunteer hours on there and it's really helpful, especially if you're doing any programs like the Bronze Leadership Challenge or anything like that. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting your hours tracked on there. So you can either reach out to me or our secretary, Isis, and like I said, all of our contact information's on there. And I'm going to stop recording this now. Oops.